Kevin Owens is reportedly injured and his WrestleMania match is in jeopardy. We've got an update on King of the Ring 2025 and an ex-WWE star has made their Ring of Honor debut. It's time for the news. Horrible news to be kicking things off with. Corey Hayes of PWN tweeting earlier, injury bug hitting WWE as a WrestleMania match could be pulled due to an injury to a superstar. More to come hopefully soon. So this comes via the PWN Discord user, Cody Rhodes, who was responsible, you may be unfamiliar, but was responsible for breaking the news that MVP Bobby Lashley and Tamina would be released by WWE, as well as the plans for the women's mid-card titles that we, of course, saw introduced, Ricochet being unlikely to re-sign with WWE, and the plans for the reported upcoming Evolution premium live event. It's now been clarified as to who that initial vague message was talking about, and it is none other than, unfortunately, Kevin Owens, with Cody Rhodes writing.
Said PWN has been told Kevin Owens is dealing with an undisclosed injury with no timetable set for a return to action. This puts Owens' WrestleMania match with Randy Orton in jeopardy, with 15 days remaining until the show of shows. To the extent that alternative plans for Orton have been discussed, but no pivot has been made for Orton yet. Owens' last match came on March 1st at Elimination Chamber versus Sami Zayn in the unsanctioned match. Once more information is available, we will update the situation.
Just the worst. Like, you don't want to see it happen to anybody, obviously, but Kevin Owens especially. He's excellent, and he's not been wrestling since that match. He hasn't done any untelevised stuff, no house shows or anything like that. No. He's been popping up on TV, but he hasn't been in action, which makes me think that this was perhaps an injury sustained during training or something like that.
It could be. It's just, as you said, it's just such a shame though, because of everything that happened. He brings back the package pile driver move and he puts Randy Orton away with it, and it felt like, oh, we're gearing up for something really good at WrestleMania between the two, and it might not be the case, and that's such a shame, because I think they're still trying to maybe push for it if they can, but if things have to pivot, then I'm sure it will. But it's just such a shame, because it was proper, like, really heating up as well.
It really, really was. And like, Randy Orton has just come back as well to reignite this feud. And yeah, we've got 2 weeks until WrestleMania. If they do need to pivot, they need to pivot pretty sharpish and find a new opponent for Randy Orton. We send our very best to Kevin Owens. It's just like, he is a truly beloved man who puts it all on the line every time he steps into the ring. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he will be able to compete at WrestleMania, because I think it's a match that a lot of people were looking forward to. I was looking forward to King and Queen of the Ring, but it looks like that may possibly be scrapped this year. So WWE are planning to return to Saudi Arabia for a show on Saturday, June 28th. This is from WrestleVotes, by the way. But the event is actually going to be branded Night of Champions instead of King and Queen of the Ring. They noted that King and Queen of the Ring is not currently on WWE's schedule. So this is a bit of a surprise, because it was reported earlier this year that there was only one planned Saudi Arabia premium live event. So WWE just running one means that this could be the first year since 2018 without a Crown Jewel show. Now that we know, or now it's been reported, that it's going to be Night of Champions rather than Crown Jewel or King and Queen of the Ring. I really liked King and Queen of the Ring.
Me too. They just brought back the stipulation as well that you get a world championship match for the men's and women's side of things, and I really enjoyed that about it last time. And I was like, oh, this feels good, because obviously, things have changed in terms of the Saudi shows having a bit more substance and feeling more canon to the things that happen in WWE now. But that one definitely felt like, oh, we're like working towards something, and I really, really enjoy the concept of that and the tournament aspects and everything of it as well. So it's a shame. I mean, maybe they do bring it back later on in the year over in America, but I guess it just remains to be seen.
Yeah, for sure. It could be a separate international show. Maybe they've not finalised the booking of a venue yet, so it's not on the current schedules. But yeah, it's a bit disappointed here. I think it really helped out Nia Jax as well. Yes. I think it really sort of lit a fire under her.
Yeah, I agree.
Queen of the Ring win. We move over to more positive news, as an ex-WWE star has made their Ring of Honor debut. We are talking about former NXT superstar Cal Bloom, aka
Big Come Tuesday.
Big Come Tuesdays now. Big Come Thursday, because he made his debut in Ring of Honor on Ring of Honor TV on Honor Club last night. So he teamed with Dion Russman against Bishop Khan and Toa Leona of the Gates of Agony. And he did look impressive during the match. Unfortunately, his team lost. However, Von Wagner, Cal Bloom, didn't take the pin, so they're keeping him strong because they're definitely going to use him again. We don't know that. So this was obviously taped a little while ago on Saturday, March 29th, and then he appeared on Dynamite as well as a security guard. People going absolutely wild. I'm really, really buzzing for him, and I hope this leads to something more for Cal Bloom, because I find him a really likable guy.
Yeah.
But on top of that, he's one of those people that when they're spoken about online, people within the industry, especially his colleagues, his, wrestler buddies, they all speak super high of him. And like we take the piss and everything. And like he's a sort of ironic like to a lot of people. But actually, I think he's quite a talented bloke and I want to see him do well. I think
I really want to see him do well as well. And I think they've got to capitalize. I feel like they know they should capitalize on that sort of how people know him, the meme ability of Von Wagner, Cal Bloom, and I think them knowing they've got something there is perhaps some sort of way to bring people in to like come and see what's happening on a Ring of Honor or something like that too.
I agree. I don't think it's too difficult to transition from the ironic fan base that he has to a real one, because I don't know, I think the guy's talented, so best of luck to him. We don't know if he is going to be booked for further matches in Ring of Honor or AEW, so we will let you know when we find out. Speaking of likable, Charlotte Flair has given a very, very likable, very open, very honest interview, talking away on the show Sherry, and I wanted to include this because it's very unlike Charlotte Flair to be speaking so openly, and I think it's a fascinating insight into her character and what's sort of going through her mind, speaking very openly about her divorce from Andrade. And she said,
I felt like I was failing at my job, I felt like I was failing in my personal life, and the embarrassment of being divorced again and then being compared to my father. Hold on, let me gather myself. She continued saying, when I made the decision to file for divorce, the only thing that I kept thinking was I just didn't want anyone to know, like, oh my gosh, I failed again. And then my knee, and then I think, as women, I think men too, but it's like everyone's probably thinking, well, she's going to come back a year older, she's going to come back less than, she's coming back off this knee injury, and unfortunately, the WWE audience hasn't gotten to see the comeback of Charlotte Flair. This wasn't a Charlotte Flair redemption story, but for me, it's a redemption story for me, because everything that I've feared or been scared of or embarrassed of publicly, because everyone has an opinion, even if they don't know the facts.
She continues saying, it's okay not to be okay. That's what I learned. It's okay to take a moment, take a breather, to start over. And I was able to keep the divorce a secret until I came back, won the Royal Rumble. Then I was on Monday Night Raw. And then boom, everything hits the media. Everything that I've been scared of hit that day. And I was like, the fight's over. I have nothing to fight. This is me. This is who I am. I'm standing in my worth, and people can have their opinions. I think to the audience who watches wrestling, they don't know what Charlotte has been through to get to where she is, but I know. So for Ashley, this is my biggest comeback yet. As I say, really, truly like open and honest, and it's a side of Charlotte that we don't see that often. And I just wish they could do this with her on TV, because like Charlotte typically plays a heel or a kind of tweener character on TV, and people have very, very strong opinions on Charlotte Flair. This is the most likable that I've ever seen her, and there's no reason that they can't parlay this into wrestling, sports entertainment, and they could do this with her character. It's a real human story, and I think if the plan is, or if they wanted to make Charlotte Flair a babyface, this is the way to go.
And that's it. We've seen them do the babyface stuff before, right? And try and push her as a babyface, and it just comes off as like really unnatural and just not the right move for her. And then when we see that, we often go, oh, just turn her back heel. Like she's so much better as that. But like you said, I think when someone opens up like this and you really get sort of a sense of the person themselves, you can't help but root for them in some way.
Yeah, I found it a really enjoyable thing to watch. I thought it was fascinating, and I'd recommend that you go and check it out. We're finished with a quick SmackDown preview. SmackDown is taking place tonight, of course, and on the show we have
We've got CM Punk confronting Romulus
Reigns
and Seth Rollins.
We got Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu in a last man standing match. Big beefy fun there.
Naughty. We've got Naomi versus B-Fab as well.
And boy, we've got the highly anticipated debut of one Rey Fenix, or Fenix if you prefer. It is reportedly against Andrade. It's going to be a banger. If it is Andrade, I can't think of a much better opponent for that guy to go in and just show off what he does. So SmackDown taking place tonight. While I remember, Dynasty pitches on the channel right now. Predictions on the channel right now. You can join Sam and a very special guest indeed on Sunday night if you are so inclined. He would love to see you there. They would love to see you there. And take care of yourselves, and we will see you in a bit.